All right, all right, all right. What's happening out there, people? Doing a little quick video here, man. Chilling at the crib, at the homestead. Yeah, been up since like 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, got that coffee going. Went out and did a 1 hour workout. Trying to get back on track, man. Because I'm telling you, dude, it's so easy to fall back. Um, I wanted to talk about getting caught up here in the Philippines, and I guess anywhere in the country, but in the world actually. But getting caught up here in party mode, getting caught up here in drinking too much, and I know some expats, a couple of them, you know, with channels and stuff that actually, when I first met or whatever, didn't really drink a lot, but I'm seeing more and more and more of everybody party, party, party. And I guess, if you're on permanent vacation, it's your personal choice, But for me or whatever, I kind of have to keep myself in check because I can't be footloose and fancy free, so much as I was when I was younger. I'm pretty much a beer drinker. I actually pulled myself up off the floor several times in my life. Food for thought, real quick, about drinking. If you want to instantly sober up, get a damn hot ass chili pepper. Before I had, when I was real young, I was in my 20s. I had a girlfriend, and I was hugging the toilet. I was so trash. Been drinking rum all day long at Myrtle Beach and hanging out at the Holiday Inn pool party. Yeah, you guys remember them damn days, I'm sure. Might have seen y'all there, hell. But this was like 1986, which was a marked year for me because we had plenty of money. We were rolling, in cash in Myrtle Beach, hustling the tourists and everything else, doing tattoos, whatever we could do. But anyway, that's another chapter. But anyway, I was on the floor hugging the toilet. I couldn't even get up, and I remember this girl came in and stuck a hot pepper in my mouth, and dude, I instantly came up and was straight. I was like, oh my God. So if you ever get in that situation where you get jammed up and you're like, man, I have got to get my shit together, food for thought. Or should I say pepper, extra hot pepper with some cheese on it. Yes, a jalapeno papa. But anyway, back to my thing. I see expats here that get here and they start drinking a few beers, and it's a few more beers, and then it's earlier and earlier and earlier. And I've been guilty myself. I always kept myself in check because my father was an alcoholic. My father drank for 15 years, hardcore vodka. He would drink, I think it was Crown Roos vodka. He always said, because he was hiding it from my grandmother. Actually, we were back then, mom and dad had divorced. So we moved in with Granny, as we called her, Granny Jewel. That's where I get my name from, Granny Jewel. And he was hiding his whiskey and stuff like that. And he said, vodka's good because you don't smell it. But I mean, he would actually, I remember days when we were working construction, I was working with him, and we had a colored fella, he worked for us too, worked with us, I should say. And I mean, Daddy would wake up and he would drink until the liquor store opened. And then he would go get a bottle, and I mean, he got to the point, he was so bad, he'd go out there and pass out in the truck, and we'd have to actually finish the job. So anyway, that was what my father, and I said, I never want to be like that. Well, when I was younger, I thought I was bulletproof in my 20s, so we drank every damn thing there was. We did every damn thing there was. Like my father said, he said, if I was growing up, in your era, I would have tried everything too. So, but as I got older, I realized that liquor's quicker. Wine is fine, but liquor's quicker. And I ain't no wine drinker by any means, but it's just a kind of a saying or whatever. So anyway, liquor sometimes can hit you so hard. I used to be a bouncer in Colorado at a place called the Timbers, and we'd have these Australian cowboys coming in and shit for Pat Pirelli's horse seminars there in Pagosa Springs. And man, these guys would go on autopilot. They'd just get that look in their eye like, oh man, what the hell? So I knew we'd have trouble. So, you'll go on autopilot, and believe me, you can get your ass in a big mess real quick by drinking liquor or anything too much. Like I say, been guilty. Thank God through all the years, I had a couple wrecks, on my motorcycle and stuff. In fact, I remember one specifically. It was it's St. John's Day. I think it's for John the Baptist is what we just had. I stood corrected on my channel. I was saying St. Paul. I don't know why I was thinking that shit. But anyway, St. John's Day. It was 2008. And Elvis was 3 years old, 2 years old, excuse me. And Richie, my wife, she was pregnant with Princess. And we were driving. We went for the all-day beach swim because everybody goes to the beach. Well, we'd been up there drinking beer half a day. And I said, well, let's run back to the house because we had a store up there. So I needed to go check on that and a couple other things. And I had a lot of beer. I probably already had maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10 beers. And we were going back up to the beach, and we were going around this curve, and I accidentally went right off the edge of that little curb thing, and we went down. Thank God, my wife and my kids and my baby, we didn't lose the baby or anything. So, it was that close. I got beat up on my foot and my arm and, other shit. And I got a foreigner buddy right now who is in the same damn situation. He just got in a motorcycle wreck, drinking and driving, and I told him, I said, dude, you need to quit drinking so damn much, man. There is... you have your 40-year-old adolescent power drinkers, and then you got your 60-year-old adolescent power drinkers. And I tell you, dude, these old boys is damn hard-headed as hell. And they got here. Anyway, you just got here, and this is how easily this can cascade down. But got here, and I think they started drinking a few, you're on vacation, let's have some beer. Well, then let's have some more beer. And then it's, hell, let's have a mixed drink. Then it's, well, let's go have some more beer. And now I see foreigners here, that want to take the next step. They said that the Philippines used to be like the 1950s, where, like I had mentioned earlier, I think it's turning into the 1960s. Because, a lot of these hippies and stuff now are coming over here, man, and they drinking, and they want to find mushrooms, and they want to damn smoke marijuana and whatever the hell they can do. And believe me, it'll get a hold of your ass before you know it. And then the one that suffers the most are the ones that we love. So, what if you get in a wreck, man? With your girlfriend on the back of your bike? What if she's killed or something like that? Dude, is it worth the party? Sometimes it's like Journey says, the party's over. Whoa, whoa. Because everywhere here's a fiesta. Everywhere here's a party. Everywhere's here, amigo, one drink, one drink, one drink. Well, next thing you know, you caught up in it, and I have been caught up in that before. And even, recently and stuff, I'll get caught up in it. So I learned that I gotta, you gotta set your limitations here and kind of stand beside them. If it's going to be a hell of a lot of drinking, man, just don't go. Or just don't drink. Because, in my years of quitting, because I was never addicted to anything except maybe love, Stupid me. But addiction to alcohol and stuff, I always kept myself in check because of my father. So I'd quit like for a year, I'd quit like for a month, I would quit. I would always set rules. And this is a very, very important point here that I have learned through experience of drinking and everything. You will set your limits. You'll say, I'm not drinking except Friday night. I'm not drinking but 5 beers on Friday night, and then, I would personally, I would drink Friday night. And then, hell, I was like Saturday, I'm like, damn, I feel pretty good, man. Shit, I think I'm going to have a few beers today. And then Sunday, I'm like, well, hell, it ain't nothing to do today, shit, man, we'll go have a few beers, and then next thing you know, you're drinking every day again. So it's like smoking cigarettes, you quit, you quit. If you can do it in moderation, great, but I would always, especially the older I get, my willpower is not as strong, so I wind up breaking my own rules over and over and over and over again. I say, okay, I got it down to a science. It's only 3 beers, a day or something. And guess what? Boom, I break it, then it's 6, 8, 10, and I can't do that. I got kids, man. I want to set a good example for them. Number one. Number two, if I am lonely, beer is not a cure for that. I get a lot more done when I don't drink. I'm constantly piddling or messing around with something. I'm working on the bike. I am building a barbecue grill. I'm cleaning up everything in the back. I'm actually sitting down and doing more guitar work, with my music and stuff like that. So you actually, and when I was studying the Bible, I had a person actually, he was like a presiding overseer. And he told me, he said, don't set a big goal for stopping anything. He said, quit for a day, then quit for a week, and then quit for a month. And then just keep kind of quitting. If you backslide, quit again. Same thing with cigarettes. I asked him, I said, well, I was getting ready to get baptized. And I said, well, I knew I had to give up smoking because that is something that's bad for the body. So I told him, I said, dude, I don't know if I can do it. I said, I like cigarettes too much. And he told me, he said, how long you been smoking? I said, 10 years. He said, it might take you 10 years to quit. Don't force yourself, into a pigeonhole to where, man, I know I got to quit in 2 weeks. Don't do that. We're all imperfect. Believe me. We all make mistakes. You get your ass bucked off of that horse, man, you get your ass back on. Man, you get up there and you quit. I see these expats over here now that are, God almighty, dude, power drinking, and damn, I see them, going down a rabbit hole. I see them messing around with marijuana and shit, and they shouldn't be doing that shit. Number one, it's illegal here. One joint here is 1 year in prison. In Thailand, it's a freaking death penalty. So is it worth that shit? If you can't get high on life, man, you got a serious damn problem going on, And like I say, I've had my share of everything that I tried, and I learned from the things that I did, and I teach my kids, learn from my mistakes, do as I say and not as I did, because I'm imperfect. I grew up on the streets. I was on my own at 13 years old when mom and daddy divorced. I had my own place when I was 16, my own job, everything. So I kind of had to raise my damn self. So thank God through all the years, I never got hooked on none of that horse shit like my brother did. He got hooked on heroin. He got hooked on damn hydrocodones, oxycodones. If he died a few years ago, he was 51. If he would have been around more for this fentanyl, I'm sure the fentanyl would have got him too. So this is just a video out there. I might get bashed, but I really don't give a shit, because I'm from the South and I'm used to getting bashed, and hell, If you got something to say or whatever, but everybody's got their own choice. You know, everybody's got their own limits. Everybody knows what they can handle. But for me personally, I try and always keep myself in check, especially here in Philippines, because every day can be a party. You know, and then what happens if, you know, somebody, what was, say for instance, what happens if you're out there and you get trashed or something, and one of your family members has to go to the hospital and you're too drunk to drive, or too high to drive, or whatever. What are you going to do? You know, so think about the ones you love. You know, think about what's that doing. It's like Leonard Skinner said, there's a devil in the bottle staring straight at me, daring me to reach out. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. If I take just one drink, I become the devil's son. Act a fool. Sell my soul before God and everyone. Oh no. It's a crying shame. There's a devil in the bottle. So, you know, we all have our temptations. So hang tough, man. Right on, right on, right on. Enjoy the day.